Good morning, and this morning I've got a quick unboxing for you, and it's this, the Xbox Elite Series 2. Now, I bought this because I had the original Xbox Elite and I liked it, but this one looked like it offered a few more bits and bobs and some enhancements to the original. So I thought I'd give it a go and see how I got on. So here we are. So let's get into it. Right, first things first, the box is very similar to the original. As you can see when I put them side by side, very similar. This one's not quite as tall, but other than that, the dimensions are almost identical. Back's fairly similar, slightly different arrangement. It's all very similar. Got that nice deep black of the original, and the packaging is very nice. The packaging on the original was superb. The packaging on this one looks just as good. But let's get into it. And as you can see, the actual box it comes in and the case, the hard case, is almost identical to the original. Really is no difference to the case at all. Exactly the same. But what's inside? Well, we'll get to that in a minute. In here we've got some of the usual nonsense, just some paperwork. I think the little manual here telling you all about it, all the different bits and bobs that you've got with it. It comes with the controller, the case, charging dock, which we'll see in a minute, USB-C lead, so case, charging dock, actual controller itself, USB-C lead, a little thumbstick for adjusting the tension on the thumbsticks, which we'll get to. Two different thumbsticks, or two different thumb pad styles or joypad styles. You've got your standard cross and the one that we saw first on the original Elite, and then a series of different thumbsticks. And they are slightly different to on the original Elite, and we'll get to that in a minute as well. And then there's the paddles. And it just shows you various things. And these are all in. This is like how many different versions of the manual. They could have saved themselves a little bit of money. And I think there is there's a 14-day free trial to Game Pass Ultimate, which is nice. So let's just get that back away. Put that back in there. And we get a USB lead as well. Let's get into that. And it's USB-C. Don't know if you can see that. USB-C. So that's nice. Comes with USB-C, and it is a long lead. Let's just, if you can see, it goes on and on and on and on. So let's just check it. It is, say what, 2 meters, maybe just over 2 meters actually. It's around about 2 meters. Let's just put that aside for a moment. Stick this aside as well. And let's get into the Elite itself. And the first thing I notice is that it looks a little bit different to the original. If you can see on the original styled after the original Xbox One controller, and this is a separate piece. On the new one, on the new controllers, it's all one piece. The top plate is all one piece, or the top part of the controller is all one piece, and that's reflected in the Elite version 2. The other thing to note is that the Elite version 2 has got Bluetooth on board, whereas the original Elite has not got Bluetooth on board. So if you want to use this with your computer via Bluetooth or with your phone via Bluetooth, you can. So that's a nice touch. So the other thing is, let's have a look. If you look at the colours, this is silver, this is black all the way through, apart from, I don't know if you can see, let's get it a bit closer up. If you can see here, this is gunmetal, and it is metallic all the way through, metallic. And if you can see there, you can also see that these have grips on the triggers, which is nice. And the first time I saw that was on the PUBG controller, but it's nice that they've carried it through onto the Elite, because it does make it a bit nicer, especially with metallic triggers. It's less slippy. Here again, you've got a kind of gunmetal effect. I don't know if you can tell, it's more gunmetal, whereas the original was silver. And in here, these, as opposed to the silver of the original, you can't, let's just hold that up and show you. On the original, it's silver. And on this one, it's almost a kind of pewter effect. It's very shiny, very nice. And as with the original, these come off ever so easily, as does this. It's all magnetic, and very nice it is too. Now, before we get to the extra bits, let's just talk about the back of the controller, because we've got your paddles as we had with the original. Again, these are a kind of gunmetal colour as opposed to silver on the original. We've also got here, don't know if you can make that out, we've got the trigger stops. So at the moment, they've got full play. I can move it along and it's slightly less, or I can move it along again and it hardly moves at all. So if you are playing Twitch shooters and you want it to be rapid fire, or at least to engage quickly so you can fire more quickly, that'll work really well. If you want to play driving games, you'd want the full travel. So anything where you want a full analog effect, you'd want the full travel. So that's nice as well. Slight difference to the original again, because the trigger stops on the original were just 2. Whether you'll need 3, I don't know. I probably won't. I'll probably only use it for shooters with the trigger stop on and driving games with the trigger stop off. But I'll experiment and see how I get on. The other thing to note is no battery compartment. And the reason there's no battery compartment is that USB-C lead and a rechargeable battery. This is rechargeable. Now, there's pros and cons with rechargeable batteries, and anyone who's followed my channel for a while will know that I actually prefer to have batteries that you can plug in, because what I do is I keep battery in my controller and then I've got batteries charging. So when my controller runs out of juice, I just take the batteries out, slam new batteries in. Can't do that with this one. So for me, that's actually an advantage with the original. But, you know, it swings and roundabouts, and I know a lot of people do like a rechargeable battery more, so looks like that's what we'll be doing with the Xbox controllers moving forward, certainly with this Elite. The other thing, obviously, with this battery is they've touted that it's got a very long battery life, so hopefully that's going to be the case, and hopefully it'll last a long time as well, because I do know with a lot of devices over time the battery runs down and you have a problem because it loses its charge. I want a battery in this that's of the quality of the batteries in the Nintendo DS, because my original Nintendo DS, you can put it away charged, come back to it 2 years later and it'll still have a charge. Slight exaggeration, but you get my meaning. So if this has got a good battery in it, it won't be a problem. If it's a crappy one, then, well, we'll find that out down the line. But for now, that looks really nice. We've also got the grips here. They go all the way around this time, all the way to the top, and it's a very matte effect all the way through. The original was matte, this is matte on the top, and then from here on down there's a grip, so it's a rubberized grip. And I know that some people had problems with the rubberized grip on this one, coming away over time. I haven't had that. It didn't happen to me. It still looks almost pristine, this one. But hopefully the build quality on this one will be better and it won't happen to anyone. Again, we will see. Now, the thumbsticks. I've already showed you they come off like with the original. Slightly different here though, because on the original you had, I don't know if you can see these. These two are, well, if I can hold it up to the, come on, focus. Yeah, on the original you had two of these longer ones. Now, on the new one, you don't get two of them. You only get one. And presumably that's because they found that most people only want to use the longer one on the right thumbstick for shooters for increased accuracy. And I would go along with that. I would only use the longer one on the right thumbstick. I wouldn't use it on the left. Don't really need it on the left. I'm sure there's some people out there who would, but I don't. And we've got what we've got. Let's have a look. Let's take these all out. So we've got two concave here, and they are the same. In fact, they're exactly the same as the ones that are already on there. So two extra concave ones that are identical. Actually show this. They're identical to the ones that are already on there. So I'm not really sure what the point of those are. They're all concave. But anyway, two extras of those. Spares, presumably. And then we've got a convex one. And that's got a kind of circular pattern on it, almost like you get with a scuff. So yeah, that's a nice grip, so that's okay. And then, as I say, the longer one. And that you'd probably use on the right-hand thumbstick. There is one other thing with this one though, and that's this. Don't know if you can see that. This here is the charger. And you can actually put it on here and these contacts here, 1, 2, 3, will marry up with these contacts here and it can be charged. And if you look round the back, around here, there's actually a little hole for your lead to go in. So that's a nice little touch. It can actually sit in the case and be charged while it's in the case. And I like that. Real attention to detail. Almost as good as Massey Ferguson. We'll get into that another time. But yeah, really nice. Oh, one other thing I forgot to mention. I did mention it earlier, but it's this little key. And you use that to put in here and tension the thumbsticks. So you can make them have a stiffer feel, and I think there's 3 variations. And I remember Major Nelson talking about this. I think it was Major Nelson. Someone was saying, people were saying, why not have just an infinite turn? And they're saying, well, then it's very difficult to match the 2 up. If you've got 3 positions, you can match these 2 up perfectly if that's what you want. So yeah, that's nice. You can make it stiffer, and you could maybe tighten it up and make it a bit more like the 360 thumbsticks, because I know a lot of people prefer the 360 thumbsticks. And when I first got my original Xbox One, I didn't like the controller at all. I didn't like the thumbsticks, and it took me a long time to get used to them. I am used to it now, and so I would imagine a lot of people won't bother changing this too much. But if I'd have got this when it first came out, when the Xbox One first came out, I probably would have tightened this up to be more like the 360. For now, I'll probably leave it though. But anyway, that's that. I like this one, and I think this one's going to be even better. So I might have to give this one to my little boy, and I think that'll make him happy. But oh yeah, just one more thing. You can drop that one into there, and Let me see. Can we use these? Are they the same? No, they're not. They don't go on there. So that's a bit annoying. They've used a different key on these. So you can't use the thumbsticks from the original on the new one, which is a pain in the butt because I was hoping that they would fit, but they don't. And that means any third-party ones won't fit either. So these scuff ones that I've got here that I got for this one aren't going to fit this, which is bloody annoying. But still, I don't see the point of them doing that. But, well, you know, they don't want you using other thumbsticks, I presume. But anyway, it is nice. It does look like it's got fantastic attention to detail. It looks lovely. Feels lovely in the hands. Everything about it feels premium. And yeah, probably, I'll find when I use it, the best controller in the world. Made by Carlsberg. Anyway, look, that's me done. I'm going to go and grab myself a cup of tea. And I'll speak to you guys in the next one. Bye.